We have breaking news, guys. Donald J. Trump, the 47th President of the United States, has gone and absolutely turned on Marjorie Taylor Greene. And he has gone out and literally slammed her and called her names and is just absolutely crashing out because Marjorie Taylor Greene has apparently betrayed the MAGA Republican Party. So we have to cover this. This is absolutely crazy. This is absolutely insane. I think this is definitely one of Trump's biggest L's. Is literally him attacking everyone who he deems as an enemy, and I guess goes after him. He literally has to retaliate back and go crazy. And this is absolutely, I think is really pathetic and unprofessional in my opinion. But let's take a look here at this long essay of a tweet that he made. I am withdrawing my support and endorsement of Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of the great state of Georgia. Over the past few weeks, despite my creating record achievements for our country, including a total and complete victory of the shutdown, closed borders, low taxes, no men and women's sports, or transgender for everyone, ending DEI, stopping Biden's record setting inflation, biggest regulation cuts in history, stopping 8 wars, rebuilding our military, being respected by every country in the world, as opposed to being a laughingstock that we were just 12 months ago, having trillions of dollars record setting, invested in the USA, and having created the hottest country anywhere in the world from being a dead country just 12 months ago, and so much more. All I see wacky Marjorie, all I see wacky Marjorie doing is complain, complain, complain. It seemed to all begin when I sent her a poll stating that she should not run for senator or governor. She was at 12% and didn't have a chance. Unless, of course, she had my endorsement, which she wasn't about to get. I'm confused about that. I thought she was a part of your party. She was. I'm. This is retarded. Like yeah, yeah. So the Republicans are eating each other too. This is crazy. She has told many people that she is upset and I don't return her phone calls anymore. But 219 congresswomen and congressmen, 53 U.S. senators, 24 cabinet members, almost 200 countries, and otherwise normal life to lead. I can't take a ranting lunatic's call every day. I understand that wonderful conservative people are thinking about primarying Marjorie in her district of Georgia, that they too are fed up with her and her antics, and if the right person runs, they will have my complete and unyielding support. She has gone far left, even doing The View with their low IQ Republican hating anchors. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. Wow, so that was a long one. That was a long one. He came out swinging. I believe there was another tweet he made calling her a traitor. I have not been able to find that one. It's been buried because it's been a while here. But definitely, she has been getting absolutely flamed from both the left and the right, right? Because she betrayed apparently the MAGA Republican Party. So Trump is now down her throat, including the MAGA Party. Then you have the left, who was already against her because she was for the MAGA Party, and now she's jumping ship, trying to go to them. So it's just it's a shit show for her, right? So here we have actually Trump's one of Trump's actual statements here live on video. Breaking: Trump lashes out at Marjorie Taylor Greene for rightly criticizing his inability to bring costs down. Trump says that she lost her way and doesn't know what happened to her. This is a full-blown MAGA civil war. So we have the MAGA going in on each other here. The classic of what the lefties usually do. The lefties usually do this to each other. So, but now we have the MAGA Republicans doing this as well.
During the visit earlier today, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is a big ally of yours, said said that she would rather see you focused on nonstop domestic policy meetings here at the White House instead of nonstop foreign policy meetings. What's your response to her saying that, and also saying that grocery prices are up and not down, as you said?
Yeah, so I don't know what happened to Marjorie. She's a nice woman, but I don't know what happened. She's lost her way, I think. But I have to view the presidency as a worldwide situation, not locally. I mean, we could have a world that's on fire where wars come to our shores very easily if you had a bad president. We had a hard...
During the president earlier today,
Okay. So it wasn't a whole lot to go there, but definitely Trump is saying, well, she's not really that important, but then he's over here crashing out on social media, right? He's crashing out on True Social, crashing out on Twitter, right? Calling her a traitor and that this and that, right? But I mean, apparently it's not that important though. He's got to worry about world stuff. So definitely also, Marjorie Taylor Greene, of course, she comes out with her responses. U.S. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, a man I fought for 6 years, called me a traitor. I gave him my loyalty freely and won my first election without his endorsement, defeating 8 men in the primaries. I owed him nothing, but I fought for him, and he called me a traitor because I stood with these women. So the whole crash out is... apparently it's supposed to be about the Epstein files, right? Apparently they were having a disagreement because of Trump not wanting to release the files, right? And you know, just recently he actually finally did sign a bill to release the files, but right before that he still was not trying to release the files, and that's what they got into a whole argument over. And apparently Trump is trying to say, well, it's because, you know, I told her that she wasn't going to do well in her elections and her primaries and da-da-da. No, it's because of the Epstein files. It's because of the Epstein files. It was because of the Epstein files, bro. So let's take a look at what she's saying here.
I was called a traitor by a man that I fought for 6 years for.
It is pretty disheartening, and like, you know, it's got to be a huge, shocking, like, eye opener, you know, when you deal with somebody for 5, 10, 20 plus years, right, and then you do one thing wrong and they completely 360-degree flip on you, like you never even mattered from day one. It's crazy.
And I gave him my loyalty for free. I won my first election without his endorsement, beating 8 men in a primary. And I've never owed him anything, but I fought for him for the policies and for America first. And he called me a traitor for standing with these women and refusing to take my name off the discharge petition.
Diabolical. So apparently she supposedly stood with these women for releasing the Epstein files, and Trump saw that as betrayal, right? Trump saw that as betrayal, right? Oh, you're supposed to agree with me. You're supposed to be with me. You're supposed to follow what I do, follow the decisions that I make, right? And if you deviate in any kind of way, you're a traitor. You're not MAGA. You're not for the United States. You're not for America first, right? Trump's just crashing out, going ham on Marjorie Taylor Greene. I kind of actually do feel bad for her, but at the same time, she's not all perfect roses, right? She's not perfect either, right? She's got her own little secrets in her closet as well, right? Marjorie Taylor Greene. We also have a shocking situation that popped up here as well, that she will resign from Congress in January. She has came out a few days ago with the statement that she will now be resigning after all the backlash she has faced. In the first few minutes, she lays out exactly why nothing changes, no matter which party is in the majority. So, in her statement here, she tries to basically virtue signal oh, it's both parties and blah blah blah. She's trying to get virtue signal points for her future career still in politics, right? Even if she's resigning from Congress, she's still going to try to pursue an avenue somewhere. So she's trying to get virtue signal points. Oh, it's the government, both parties, blah blah blah. I'm for the people. I'm here to fight for you. I'm here to fight for the people. It's just all a grift. So let's take a look here.
Orders like calling for a new census. Hi everyone. I've always represented the common American man and woman as a member of the House of Representatives, which is why I've always been despised in Washington, D.C. and just never fit in. Americans are used by the political industrial complex of both political parties, election cycle after election cycle, in order to
Okay, we know this. We know this. So what are you trying to say?
elect whichever side can convince Americans to hate the other side more. And the results are always the same. No matter which way the political pendulum swings, Republican or Democrat, nothing ever gets better for the common American man or woman. The debt goes higher, corporate and global interests remain Washington's sweethearts, American jobs continue to be replaced, whether it's by illegal labor or legal labor by visas or just shipped overseas. Small businesses continue to be swallowed by big corporations. Americans' hard-earned tax dollars always fund foreign wars, foreign aid, and foreign interest. And the
Okay, we know this. We know this.
spending power of the dollar continues to decline. The average American family can no longer survive on a single breadwinner's income, as both parents have to work in order to simply survive. And today, many in my children's generation feel hopeless for their future and don't think they will ever realize the American dream. And that breaks my heart.
I mean, that is true. Everything that you have just said is true. So what's your point?
I ran for Congress in 2020 and have fought every single day believing that Make America Great Again meant America first. I have one of the most conservative voting records in Congress, defending the First Amendment, Second Amendment, unborn babies because I believe God creates life at conception and I love to fight for the little guy. Strong, safe borders, I have fought hard for that. I've fought against COVID tyrannical insanity and mandated mass vaccinations, and I've never voted to fund foreign wars with your hard-earned tax dollars. However, with almost 1 year into our majority, the legislature has been mostly sidelined. We endured an 8-week shutdown, wrongly, resulting in the House not working for the entire time, and we are in...
Okay, and now it's the Democrats. Now it's the Democrats. Okay? That was the Democrats, bro.
During campaign season, which means all courage leaves and only safe campaign re-election mode is turned on in the House of Representatives. During the longest shutdown in our nation's history, I raged against my own speaker and my own party for refusing to proactively work diligently to pass a plan to save Americans' health care and protect Americans from outrageous, overpriced, and unaffordable health insurance policies. The House should have been in session working every day to fix this disaster, but instead America was force-fed disgusting political drama once again from both sides of the aisle on television every single day. My bills, which reflect...
And what were you doing? What were you doing? You were literally a part of the same, you were part of it. You were part of it. What were you doing? She's trying to sit here and say, "Oh, but I was trying to fix it." So you, the lone ranger, the lone superhero, was trying to fix everything.
Many of President Trump's executive orders, like calling for a new census counting Americans only to draw new districts, making English the official language of the U.S., making it a felony to medically trans a minor, and other bills like eliminating capital gains taxes on the sale of your primary home and eliminating H-1B visas, just sit. They all sit collecting dust. That's how it is for most members of Congress bills. The Speaker never brings them to the floor for a vote. Many common Americans are no longer easily convinced by paid political propaganda spokespersons and consultants on TV and paid shills on social media obediently serving with cult-like conviction to force others to swallow the political party talking points. Because they know how much credit card debt they have, they know how much their bills have gone up over the past 5 years, they actually do their own grocery shopping and no food costs too much, their rent has increasingly gone up and up, they have been outbid by corporate asset managers too many times when they put in an offer to buy a house, they have been laid off after being forced to train their Visa holding replacement, the college degree they were told to earn only left them in debt with no big six-figure salary. They see more homeless people than ever on their own community streets. They can't afford health insurance or practically any insurance, and they just aren't stupid. These are the people I represent and love because that is who all of my family and friends are, common Americans. I've been blessed to represent the 14th District of Georgia for 5 years. The district is filled with some of the most wonderful, kind-hearted, God-fearing, patriotic, hardworking people you will ever meet. Good, regular, common Americans. I've worked hard to bring taxpayer dollars back home to help district needs. I impeached Biden's Secretary of Homeland after watching my constituents die as he facilitated dangerous open border invasion into America. And I led the effort to defund hard-left politically biased NPR and PBS and the corrupt USAID, and I did that as chair of the DOJ subcommittee. I have fought harder than almost any other elected Republican to...
I did this, I did that. I did this, I did that. They did this to you. They did that to you. They did this to you. They did that to you. I did this, I did that. I did this. Bro, get a life. Get a life. Seriously. You sitting here acting like you some kind of superhero and like you literally irrelevant. Literally. Nobody literally gives a shit about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Besides the fact that you're getting flamed and getting literally obliterated by both parties. Like, literally. Nobody really cared about Marjorie Taylor Greene until this situation. But you're sitting here acting like you're some kind of superhero that's been trying to save the world from both political parties.
Elect Donald Trump and Republicans to power. I traveled the country for years. I spent millions of my own money. I missed precious time with my family that I can never get back. And I showed up in places like outside the New York courthouse in Collect Pond Park against a raging leftist mob as Trump faced Democrat lawfare. Meanwhile, most of the establishment...
Well, all your achievements have gone unnoticed by a lot of people. Because ain't nobody talking about your achievements. Nobody. Ain't nobody talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene's achievements.
Republicans who secretly hate him and who stabbed him in the back and never defended him against anything have all been welcomed in right after the election. And I will never forget the day I had to leave my mother's side as my father had brain surgery to remove cancerous tumors in order to fly to Washington, D.C. to defend President Trump and vote no against the Democrats' second impeachment in 2021. My poor father and my poor mother.
My poor father and mother.
Way too much for all of us. Through it all, I never changed or went back on my campaign promises and only disagreed in a few areas, like my stance against H-1Bs replacing American jobs, AI state moratoriums, debt for life 50-year mortgage scams, standing strongly against all involvement in foreign wars, and demanding the release of the Epstein files. Other than that, my voting record has been solidly with my party and the president. Loyalty should be a two-way street, and we should be able to vote our conscience and represent our district's interests because our job title is literally representative. America first should mean America first and only Americans first, with no other foreign country ever being attached to America first in our halls of government.
That's the only thing I can agree with you on. That's the only thing I can agree with you on, that America first should be America first and not these other foreign third-party countries like Israel, right? And that's a big, one of the biggest L's for Trump is this shit with Israel, right? Is this bullshit with Israel and the Epstein files? Those are Trump's two biggest L's, and that's going to really, really hurt him in his primaries. And his primaries, bro, is going to hurt him. It's going to hurt him a lot.
Standing up for American women who were raped at 14 years old, trafficked and used by rich, powerful men should not result in me being called a traitor and threatened by the President of the United States, whom I fought for. However, while yes, hurtful, my heart remains filled with joy, my life is filled with happiness, and my true convictions remain unchanged, because my self-worth is not defined by a man, but instead by God, who created everything in existence. You see, I have never valued power, titles, or attention, in spite of all the wrong assumptions about me. I do not cling to those things because they are meaningless and empty traps that hold too many people in Washington. I believe in term limits and do not think Congress should be a lifelong career or an assisted living facility.
Okay, I agree
My
with
only
that too.
goal and desire has
And
ever...
so does a lot of Americans. We do need term limits. Absolutely. We do need that. That absolutely needs to be a thing, because the congressmen and women that we have in there are absolutely diabolically stupid. A lot of them are old that should have fucking retired 10, 20 years ago. This shit's insane. I don't even know why we have fucking living fossils in Congress. We have literally prehistoric dinosaurs in Congress that are clinging on to their power until they literally turn into dust. It's insane.
Been to hold the Republican Party accountable for the promises it makes to the American people and put America first. And I have fought against Democrats' damaging policies like the Green New Deal, wide open, deadly, unsafe border policies, and the trans agenda on children and against women. With that has brought years of non-stop, never-ending personal attacks, death threats, lawfare, ridiculous slander and lies about me that most people could never withstand even for a single day. It has been unfair and wrong.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? She just sat here and said, "Oh, I'm getting death threats and being called names and all this other stuff, and nobody else can deal with this, not even for a second." You are a retarded bitch, bro. I swear, you retarded. You're retarded, bro. I guess you don't know what the internet is, right? I guess you never been on the internet before. Like, do you live on planet Earth? To sit here and say that you're the only one receiving harassment and death threats and all this other stuff, and that you're the only person that can deal with it? What? Do you realize how many death threats and crazy shit on the internet there is on a daily fucking basis, 24/7? You cannot make this up. You are so out of touch, it's not even funny.
Not only to me, but especially to my family, but it's been wrong to my district as well. I have too much self-respect and dignity. I love my family way too much, and I do not want my sweet district to have to endure a hurtful and hateful primary against me by the president that we all fought for, only to fight and win my election while Republicans will likely lose the midterms, and in turn be expected to defend the president against impeachment after he hatefully dumped tens of millions of dollars against me and tried to destroy me. It's all so absurd and completely...
Why would he need to dump money to destroy you? Why would he need to use money to... He dumped tens of millions of dollars just to call you a traitor? She's really retarded, bro. This is diabolical.
and serious. I refuse to be a battered wife, hoping it all goes away and gets better. If I am cast aside by the president and the Maga political machine and replaced by neocons, big pharma, big tech, military-industrial war complex, foreign leaders, and the elite donor class that can never ever relate to real Americans, then many common Americans have been cast aside and replaced as well. There is no plan to save the world or a 4D chess game being played. When common American people
It is 4D
realize
chess.
and
It's
understand
5D chess. It's 5D chess, and Trump is the fucking goddamn the fucking mastermind playing 5D chess with all of you.
the political industrial complex of both parties is ripping this country apart, that not one elected leader like me is able to stop Washington's machine from gradually destroying our country. And instead, the reality is that they, common Americans, the people, possess the real power over Washington, then I'll be here by their side to rebuild it. Until then, I'm going back to the people that I love, to live my life to the fullest as I always have, and I look forward to a new path ahead. I'll be resigning from office with my last day being January 5th, 2026, and I look forward to seeing many of you again sometime in the future. May God bless you all, and may God bless America.
We will not be seeing you again. Unless you want to show yourself. That's the only time we will be seeing you again. But we will not be seeing you again. I don't want to see you again. Right? Because what are you going to do? You going to run to the left? Like, what are you going to do? Like, absolutely. Diabolical. Diabolical. So, Marjorie Taylor Greene resigning from Congress in January, decides to make this statement here, right? And, excuse me, if you did not know, right, why is she not resigning now? Well, the reason why she's not resigning now and chose to resign in January is because she will receive some kind of, pension or money, right? I think 2 days before the day she chose to resign, right? She has some kind of she has to stay in Congress for a certain time in order to receive this pension money, right? So there's all is reasons for it. There's reasons for what the fuck she's doing, and she thinks people are dumb, right? She thinks people are dumb. Oh, Trump is attacking me. I'm a victim. I fought for the people. I fought for you. I'm a superhero. It's both parties and blah, 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 blah. But, lo and behold, here's evidence that Marjorie Taylor Greene being with George Soros' son. I wonder how much money she got from him. Right? Right? Ho, ho, ho. Was Trump right that she's a traitor? It seems very likely. Very, very likely. Marjorie Taylor Greene has just realized that she was going to lose in the primary, abandoning the base in the pursuit of left's affection was never a winning proposition. This is just another sad example of a role player thinking she can challenge the coach. It never works out well in the end. So this is from Fox News. Or rather, this statement is from the KJ of TikTok. But this is Fox News clip right here. Let's take a look.
And another Fox News alert, Marjorie Taylor Greene announced she's resigning. Her last day will be January 5th. MTG is a powerful voice in the party who recently had a falling out with President Trump, and she put out a statement today. I have too much self-respect and dignity, love my family way too much, and do not want my sweet district to have to endure a hurtful and hateful primary against me by the president. We all fought for only to fight and win my election while Republicans will likely lose the midterms. I refuse to be a battered wife.
She really thinks she's going to win. She really thinks she's gonna win the primaries. That's hilarious.
Hoping it all goes away and gets better. And another.
That's wild. She really thinks she's gonna win the primaries. That's insane. I mean, if you're having a spat with your own political party, you really think you're gonna win? She really thought she was gonna win. No, that's not gonna happen. Trump is gonna definitely block you from that. I'm sorry. Like even is that's pretty bad to say, you know, with Trump and everything, because Trump will do that. Trump will do that. He will use everything in his power to stop you and block you. It's wild. So it's definitely L's in the political party with both the MAGA and the lefties here. But mostly the MAGA is tearing itself apart right now. Like and subscribe, guys. Like and subscribe.